welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with us. We are growing one big family. Thanks to all of yous. And I am so grateful and humbled by your beautiful comments and your uplifting messages. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to just touch a few things. So if the video is too fast for you, up top there's 3 little buttons. You can click there, slow down the video to the speed you'd like. Also, you can turn on your CC, closed caption, and you can read whatever stitch I call out down here. Take notes, pause the video, and you take it from there. It makes it more easier for people that have a hard time to follow YouTube. I also would like to mention that I do have a crochet group on Facebook. It's a private group. I will leave the links below if you want to be part of my group. We're a bunch of beautiful ladies. You're more than welcome as long as you have a profile. There's a lot of scammers going on to the crochet groups right now, and especially with the links that says bit or cut. Don't open those links up. Those are scammers that go through your computer, through your phone, and steal every identity possible from you. So be very careful on that. I also would like to mention, if you'd like to donate to help out the women in need for thread, please do so. Below the video, there's a little bag with a $sign. You can donate there, whatever amount you'd like. Also, in the description box, there's my PayPal account. You can donate there, whatever amount you'd like. Or if you have extra thread and extra yarn, you can contact me through Instagram message, email me. You can contact me through the Facebook group. I also have a Facebook page and TikTok. So there's so many ways you can get a hold of me if you'd like to send out the thread or the yarn to these women that are desperately in need of it. I will send you their name and their address. You're more than welcome to do that, and we're grateful and humbled by it. Thank you so much. So most of the time I use a 3.5 hook, small one to tuck in loose ends, and of course a pair of scissors. And 99.9% of the time I use 4-ply 100% cotton thread. These are Portugal threads. It's equivalent, the same thing as Aunt Lydia, number 3 cotton thread. Okay, just a little tiny little bit thinner, but not by much. So we're going to get started. I want to thank every single one of you again. I also would like to mention at the beginning of my videos, when I first started 2 years ago, I did not know how to call the stitch names in English. So the first couple of dozen of videos, they're not well recorded. First, the app was terrible, so it's half screens, horrible. And because I did not know the name, I would just, explain it my own way that I knew how. And I apologize for that. But if you go through some of those videos and you are creating those pieces, because there's some of you that have been texting me on it and questioning me, please feel free to ask any questions. I am here to help you. Some of them I have recreated, of course, with the proper codes for the stitch calling. Some of them I still have to create. I just haven't had any time for it. But don't hesitate. Question me, and I will answer you ASAP. We're going to get started. Thank you so much, everybody, okay? And, of course, if you have not subscribed, please do so and hit that bell notification for new uploads to be notified of the new videos that I bring out every week, okay? Okay, everyone. So I decided to create the cup coasters for the placemats that I had created. I had just launched it a few days ago. And next step, I will be creating a table runner for it because it has been a special request from Alejandra. Thank you so much for your request. So for some of you that missed out the placemats, I'll just show you, and I'll have everything linked below. So I did the tutorial on this, and this is perfect because you can alternate on the table, green, red, okay? And this is the red one. So in case you missed it, I'll leave the links below in the description box. These are all with gold beads for some of you that have missed it. A lot of you do follow, so you know what I'm talking about. And of course, I have already the flowers that's already up in the tutorial. I'll leave the link below also if you're interested to create. and have the whole set done, as you can see. And it looks stunning on the table. So I use a 4-ply 100% cotton thread. This is similar to Aunt Lydia number 3, a little bit thinner, not by much. And this is like a nylon thread, very shiny but very elasticy, a little bit hard. So it's perfect to do the finishing touch either around the flower or in your patterns. Okay, I'll be using hook size 3. Okay, a pair of scissors and a small hook to tuck in loose ends. So we're going to get started, everybody. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Hit that bell notification for new uploads. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of the other ones that have already been here with me since the start or a while back. I'm grateful and humble to every single one of you. Thank you. So we're going to start with a magic circle. You're going to turn like an X on your finger. Okay. There's another technique. I don't know if maybe it's easier for you guys, but you can do a single, not a single, sorry, a slip stitch, and then turn your thread like a little circle here, like that. Okay. And then you'd come in and do a single. You might want to try that. It might be easier for you guys. So we'll do that again because I know that some of you have a hard time. So you would leave a little bit of thread. Oops. We're going to do a slip stitch knot. You're going to grab your thread and just put it over your thumb like that. Okay, hold it with your thumb and then come in and do a single. And then you can just pull on it here and adjust it. So we're going to go up, chain 3. So single and 2 chain for me would be a double crochet and 1 for space. We're going to do 8 inside of here, double crochets, 1 chain space between them. This is going to be a very short tutorial because it's a small piece. Very fast to create, makes beautiful sets, and perfect for gifts or to sell people, because I do have quite a bit of people that follow me and create them and sell them. And I couldn't be happier because at least I know that they're making a bit of money. Okay, so row 1. So I finished doing my 8 double crochet with 1 chain space. I pull into my magic circle string and close up the hole. I'm coming into the 3rd chain and closing it in. I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3 for double crochet. Inside of the space of 1 chain, I'm going to create 3 double crochets. So this is the same way as starting the placemats. So I have 3. I'm going to do 1 on top of the double crochet and then 3 double crochets inside of the space. We're going to proceed this way on row 2 all the way around. And then once we get to the end, we're going to close in on the 3rd chain with the slip stitch. So I finished row 2. I've closed in with the slip stitch. I'm going up chain 3 again. And 2 more for space. Skip a space into the next one. So we're going to create little blocks. Chain 2, skip a space into the next one. Chain 2, skip a space into the next one. So we're going to do this on row 3 all the way around. You're supposed to have 16, if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yep, 16 little blocks like this. When you get to the end, you skip one here, and you come in and close in with a slip stitch on the third chain. I'll meet you at the end. So I've done my 16 little squares. Now it feels like it's a little bit bent, but once we start adding stitches now, it's going to get fixed, so don't worry about that. 1, 2, 3 for double crochet inside of the space. We want to repeat exactly the same thing as we did on row 2. So 3 double crochets inside of the space and 1 on top of the double crochet. 1, 2, and 3, and 1 on top of the double crochet. Okay, so we're going to repeat this all the way around, and then getting to the third chain, we're going to close in with a slip stitch. Okay, so we finished doing row 5. Now, if you, maybe it can happen, made a mistake somewhere and you're short, then just put 2 together and skip 1. Or you have too much, let's say you have 2 or 3 here left, then just skip over. Okay, so these things are very easy to fix. Now, I'm going to going into row 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to go on my third double crochet here with a single. Okay, so we're going to skip 1, 2 on your third one. Chain 3. Now, if your stitch is too tight, your tension, then do chain 4. 1, 2, 3 on your fourth one, single, 1 chain. Come inside where we have the, get you a little bit closer, where we have the 5 chain. We're going to do 8 double crochet inside of this space. So I have 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 double crochet inside of the space, and all of them will be with 8. Okay, chain 1. I'm going to skip 1, 2 on my third one. I'm coming in with a single. 1, 2, and 3 chain. Skip 1, 2, 3 on your fourth one, single, 1 chain, and back into the 5 chain, and do your 8 double crochets again. So very simple, nothing to it. Okay, and I'll meet you at the end. So I've reached the end. Now you got to make sure that you have 6 motifs here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so I've done my 8 double crochet. I'm going to do 1 chain. It's going to pull a bit, but don't worry because the next row is going to fix it. Where we started with that single, I'm going to slip stitch. I'm just going to come in right in the center here in between the stitch of the chain and do a slip stitch. I'm coming inside and I'm doing a single. I'm coming into the first double crochet and doing double crochet. Chain 3, we're doing picots all the way to here. Okay, next double crochet, chain 3, and close in with single, picot, next space. So very simple, nothing to it. Picot, next space. One, 2, 3 chain, picot, next space. 1, 2, 3, next space. 1, 2, 3, next space. 1, 2, and 3. Now, the only one we don't do picot is the last one. So this one here, no, we don't do that one. So we're going to come directly where we have the 3 chain and close in with a single. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 picots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 picots. Coming in again into the first double crochet and proceed again the same way. Double crochet, 3 chain, picot. Okay, so this is how we're going to proceed this last row here, and then we're going to come in with the gold and do that gold line so the pattern can stand out. Now once you finish it, it will all be straight and in place. Okay, so just remember that on this last one we just do a double crochet and go directly inside the 3 chain with a single. We don't do a picot. Okay, meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much finished the last one. I did my double crochet and I came in to the single that we had started with a slip stitch and tucked in my loose ends in through the stitch in the back, which we do the same thing with this one here. I use a smaller one, so you would just grab it and pull it through, and this goes for any pattern that you create. Either you're doing chain to make your circle, leave always a little bit of space on that chain so you can tuck in your loose ends so nothing comes apart. It's very important, because if it's too short and one stitch gets loose somewhere, you're going to lose your whole pattern. Okay, so now we're going to work on this section here. Right here, and this is only going to be slip stitch. So again, leave a little bit of chain so we can tie it at the end. Do a slip stitch knot. Now loosen up a bit. We're going to come in and grab our thread from the back and bring it to the front. Okay, so we can tie after into the next space, slip stitch, and don't tighten it. If you have an extreme tightness, then do 1 chain and slip stitch, 1 chain and slip stitch, okay? Because if you tighten too much, it's going to pull on the pattern. It's not going to be pretty. So 1 slip stitch per space, very simple, very fast, nothing to it. Just keep turning your pattern. And I'm loosening as much as I can because I don't want it to have it crumple up on me if it's too tight. So I'm giving it a good loosage. It doesn't have to be baggy. We don't want the stitches to be baggy either, like too big, but big enough, loose enough so it can breathe. Okay, I'm going to meet you here at the end, so I'll tell you how we're going to close it up. So we're basically at the end. I'm going to come exactly where I first started with the slip stitch. I'm going to pull the string big enough because we're going to turn it to the back, and this is where we started. So into the next one, I'm going to pull the string to the back. Okay, so I've pulled my string to the back. I'm going to cut my thread there, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to pull both leftovers, the one from the beginning and the last one now, inside of the space here. So basically we're making like a knot, right? Pull it well. Give it another knot. You want to make sure that it's all well. I'm going to grab my smaller hook because my stitches are tight. Now I'm going to come where the gold here is, and I'm just going to pull this in and out of these loops back here just so it can stay firm. Yeah, it's not the proper hook, but it does the job. And I'll pull this one to this side. And then come in from this side and just have it go back and forth so it can, you know, make sure that it stays firm. And you do that like a few times because you want to make sure that it's not going to go anywhere, right? Better be safe than sorry. So much work and then having all of this fall apart, it wouldn't be pretty, would it? Okay, and if you have the transparent glue, you could always give it a little tip right at the edge just to make sure. Give it a little bit of glue right at the edge. It's not going to go anywhere. You don't need much. It's just a little dot of glue right on the edge. And you're good to go. Okay, so when you cut it like that, you can give it a little bit of a touch up of the glue here and you're done. And look how stunning. Now, in order to block it, you can just spray both sides. This is the laundry softener. And stretch. And this is going to be nice, stretch, and firm as if it was ironed. Okay? And then you let it dry in a flat surface. And you do this with all of them, even with your placemats. I don't think I have mentioned it. Sometimes I forget. And again, the same thing. Just stretch it out and let it dry in a nice flat surface, you know, to make sure that and there you go. And you have your coasters to match your beautiful placemats. Thank you everybody again. I will see you in the next tutorial. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up. If you have any suggestions, feel free to request. I do have many people that request, like Alejandra from Mexico. She's one of my big followers, and thank you, Alejandra, for your comments and your uplifting words. Muchas gracias, amiga. And I will see you in the next tutorial. Please don't forget to take care of yourselves and each other. And if you'd like to help the women in need, please donate to help these women out. It's highly appreciated and very kind of you. Take care.